Greetings. Let me try that again. I think it's a little bit better. One more time. Okay, 3 times the charm. Okay. Greetings. Okay, this is Shadow Government Most Wanted of your host today. So we have so we figured this would be more of a remote view than an actual channeling. We'll try something a little bit different today. Remote viewing Mars, even the moon. I didn't want to put everything in the title. Malaysia, flight 370. I'm assuming it's still lost somewhere. So San Diego, military, or Diego Garcia, and McMurdo station, Antarctica. These are military bases, basically. So what can possibly go wrong with all of that? So we're going to that, and what can possibly go wrong with all of that? So this is 1 second here. All right, so Avatar.com. You have private sessions. You have let's see here. We have a shop here. So you have the schedule here. We have a shop. It's at I think I'm at 13th still. Same situation here. We have the webinar sign up. We have a social network and behind the scenes. And we're just getting started here. And let's see here. Got Fritzy here. Okay, we have Malaysia flight 370. That's right. We're going to do the moon or do Mars first. This is a little bit of run over before we go further into it. So you have this military base in the middle of nowhere. I think I've done something on this. It's been a long time. I imagine a lot of people are out there. This one has a lot of shadow government energies around it. Just so you know. No surprise there. And Marshall Islands, I've done this one before in the past. So I've done remote viewing in the past, but it's been a while. So just kind of reviewing it before I go into it. So let's see, where's this one? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is forget it. Oh, that's an airport. Portugal. That's not that exciting. Anyway, we might skip that one. And this is Greenland. Imagine a lot of people are big. It's really close to the North Pole. So it's kind of a big deal there. So Harrison Air Force Base in Guam. I'm not sure if I'm going to get much from that one. And this one's Afghanistan. Oregon, Afghanistan. Yeah, there's a lot of shadow government stuff happening here too. Once again, I imagine this is a nice tourist spot for some people. Or maybe not. Maybe it's a tourist spot, maybe not. For some people it is. For better or for worse. So let's see. So for Mars, obviously there's been a lot of missions there that we're not familiar with, publicly. I do feel like there's like a a being with three arms there, male, that came out of nowhere. I was looking for that one. There's also a lot of snake type people, like even snake blood type of people. So that's, yeah, I think that those are underground. Now, are they in the fourth dimension, in the third dimension? I think some of them can appear in the third. That three-armed guy, I think, is like a lieutenant or something. I think he just picked up on my energy when I was tapping into him. He sort of just showed up. So this is random. I wasn't planning on doing the whole Mars thing, but I think it's a good idea to check in every once in a while, because this is shadow government's most wanted. Yeah, laugh now, pay later. Even the moon, of course, there's a lot of moon missions there, but most of those are done in the fourth dimension. Try to get that publicly is another story. That's where your MyLab stuff, some of that's happening there. Of course, a lot of it's happening on Mars too in some form. But the MyLab, yeah, there's definitely humans on Mars definitely doing MyLab type of work. Just no surprise there. But remember, that's more in the fourth dimension. But they can come into the third dimension anytime they want, just like how the Men in Black just appear out of nowhere. So that's kind of so the Men in Black is a good example. If you look at Men in Black stories, they just appear out of nowhere, and then they're there, and then they're not there. So it shows you how shadow government works. That's a perfect example of it. You don't really get much of indication really overall. So, yeah. So, Mars is kind of like the headquarters of a lot of stuff that's happening here, obviously. Of course, in the physical, everything is dirt slow. They're not in the, rush for anything. Yeah, Mars is basically running our planet. At least somebody is running it from there. At least, like I said, in the secret SSP or whatever it is realm. Some of it's in Venus, but mostly Mars. And the moon base is MyLab stuff. Same with Mars, more of the moon. Once again, fourth dimension. Once again, just a dimension that can come into ours very easily and then disappear. So getting used to that energy, that mindset, it's a lot to take in. I mean, obviously, there's been people doing this for a long time, like with the SSP situation, which are different realities, but there is a version that's very connected to our reality. That's maybe not as exciting as some people might think it is, but still causing a lot of trouble here, mind control and things like that. There's help there too, of course, but there's also a lot of like in the secret space program, at least in the fourth dimension, that's messing with us indirectly. There is like a news agency on one of their ships, and it's like projecting into ours in some form. It's it's kind of like wizard people in that other news agency where they're programming our people. I guess that's what I get. Take that for everyone. So yeah, just run. It's no big deal. Everything's fine. Yeah. So the Mars energy. Now they're trying to block us from going there physically. Not that we'd really find anything there, because obviously it's not well. At least a version that we're going to connect with, it's not. It's going to be pretty harsh. It's harsh for a reason, because they don't want us there. Obviously, it's hard to get there, but once you get there, it's still kind of. They are going to do it eventually. We are going to have people there, physically there, but they're really pushing back on it. The moon is really still off limits. We might end up going. I mean, imagine the moon thing was to happen, but man, they really don't want people there, not physically. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was going to be short and brief. Mars energy. Yeah, the guy with the 3 arms, I'm not sure where that's going to go. Some kind of army general or something like that. I mean, it is Mars. Yeah, a freak show, you can say. Then again, we have one here. Just look at Washington D.C. So Malaysia Flight 370 obviously is lost on purpose, and finding that is going to be not likely. No, I don't know where it's at. It's like in another dimension. Now, why it disappeared, it does feel like there was somebody on there. I can't be 100% on that. Like there's somebody on there that they wanted. And yeah, it's like it went through time. Time traveled somehow. It shifted. I mean, it's not that hard to shift realities if you know what you're doing. So yeah, it's just not hard. Yeah, because they would have found the pieces of it everywhere. I don't think they have. Yeah. It's bottom, even if it was in the bottom of the ocean or somewhere, they would have, well, maybe not the Pacific, but either way, it was lost on purpose. So there's a possibility there was a scientist on there or somebody that they wanted. It's not clear. It's possible though. I mean, they're not gonna make something disappear for no reason, just because the sake of doing it. They're not gonna do that. It feels like there was something on there. What's going on with my Facebook keeps disconnecting for some reason. No, can't do that. Oh, well, screw it. Anyway, yeah, my Facebook stream just died again. Okay, so Diego Garcia military base. So I'm gonna go to that so I know what I'm talking about. So I've done this in the past. I haven't done this in probably like a year. It's been a while. There's Afghanistan hiding a bunch of shit. So I guess a nice stealth bomber. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of shadow government stuff happening here. Major. I even feel there's some super soldier stuff there too, but how that works is not clear. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of programming there. Yeah, I felt the submarine stuff, obviously, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, this is a lot of their espionage that's happening. They're spying on people. I think those are spy planes, or I'm not sure what those are, but either way, it's definitely, and it's hard to get to. So, like, if China wanted to invade it or anything like that, it's like, go ahead, make our day. And let's see, where is it again? Yeah, it's also keeping a heavy eye on North Korea, where North Korea is. I forget where North Korea is, but it's definitely keeping an eye on North Korea for obvious reasons. So, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's just spying on everybody. Really, when it gets down to it. If it goes underwater and all that, it's not really showing that. That's blocked. But I wouldn't doubt it. But it was a few miles at least. So we might come back to that. So this is the Marshall Islands. This is another Air Force base. And let's see here. Give kind of an idea where it's at. Out in the middle of nowhere. Jeez. Let's see if it'll even bring it up. Jeez. Yeah. That has super soldier energy around it too. So there's a lot of drugs going on in that area. A lot of drugs. Is they're keeping an eye on it or they're selling it, one of the two. I even feel like interesting. This is the Marshall Islands. This is I can't even pronounce the name of this thing. But it's the military base. But I also feel cloning energy there. Now, how that works is not clear. But it's a remote island, and anything can happen on some of these remote islands. So, of course, we don't ever make until they make a movie of the week about it. Yeah, there's definitely some cloning they're doing on some of these islands that are out in the middle of nowhere. No surprise there. Good luck on proving it, though. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all they need is a private island somewhere where they can screw around. Of course, there's other places underground also, but I'm just telling you what I'm picking up on for all this. So this is Antarctica. Interesting enough, this is kind of quiet. There's definitely a lot of reptilian energies there for sure, and Zeta. There is some kind of also human experimentation going on, mind control somewhere, maybe underground. It's not really clear where. It's kind of yeah, that's definitely a lot of elitists because this is a Air Force base, I believe it is. Um, yeah, it's like it was a research station, but I think it's also kind of an Air Force base in some regard. But either way, yeah, the mind control energies are there. There's a lot that I feel like there's a lot underground, but it's obviously blocked for obvious reasons. Definitely a lot of reptilian frequency. Yeah, a lot of elitists are there for sure, somewhere. I do feel like they are doing experiments they probably shouldn't be doing on people, but good luck on getting proof of that one. It's underground though, or under ice, or whatever you want to call it. So, and however you pronounce that, it's another Air Force base. This is not. This is another. This is in Greenland. The Atoll, or however. Yeah, there's definitely another elitist. Of course, all these are kind of elitist. Air Force base is definitely somebody with a lot of connections come and go from this place. Like some billionaires, they hide themselves here. Well, it's Greenland. Who the hell goes there? Yeah, they're definitely. I feel like hiding is mostly happening there. I don't know what's going on with that. They're just giving it a path. But yeah, it's very remote, and I mean, didn't Trump say he wanted to buy Greenland or something like that? That's a little odd, but yeah, it feels like it's a. I mean, it feels like there's definitely a lot of elitist energy there, but mostly people escaping, hiding, at least on an elitist level. Maybe Epstein's out there. Maybe he's under the ice somewhere. Maybe he's underground somewhere. Something like that. At least, yeah. It's obviously there are places out there you can live too, but anyway. Moving on, Guam. I don't really sense a lot of happening here. Of course, it looks like there's a lot happening there. Guess I have stealth bombers. I think they're just spying on people once again. If there's any, I mean, it's like if all hell breaks loose, that military base becomes a big deal. So they're kind of, they're kind of keeping things quiet for the most part. So, like, if all hell breaks loose, this Air Force base that's in Guam becomes, a level 1 Air Force base instead of a level 30. So, I'm not sure if it was on fire there. I'm not sure what that's about. Some elitist energy, some wealthy people. Well, it's Guam, so there's some drug dealing energies there for sure. But for the most part, this is pretty low key. Yeah, there's some spying, but nothing like the other ones. And Afghanistan, now this is Corrigan. Yeah, Corrigan, Afghanistan. I believe it's a military base. Yeah, there's some top secret stuff there for sure. Probably an opium hangout there, but this is the shadow government stuff here for sure. Now, what are they doing exactly is not clear. I feel some Russia energies there too. Blackmail is going on there. Can you imagine like bringing like a politician there and blackmailing him and stuff like that? Jeez. Something like that. least that's the vibe I got. Of course, you can't prove anything, but just it's funny. I get like a Martian energy here, so there's definitely some Stargate stuff out here too. Yeah, it was Afghanistan. It kind of looks like Mars. Yeah, there's a Stargate out here. Now, are there like military coming and going from one planet to another? I mean, if you take it to that level, somehow, some way, that's happening. Yes, but I don't know. Like maybe the black ops and all that somehow figured that out. But then they go into the fourth dimension when they go to Mars, unless they're in the physical Mars. Afghanistan is definitely now. I've had some difficulties connecting to Afghanistan. When I connect to this part of Afghanistan, I can definitely feel it. I don't know if it's the same place. I'm just getting kind of an outside view of it. Like where is that? Kabul? How do we pronounce that? Yeah, so it's outside of it. So yeah, makes sense. Lovely. Just a bunch of loveliness there. Yeah, Afghanistan, that was interesting. I mean, I've connected Kabul, however you pronounce it. I don't feel a whole lot there. You know, it's the capital, one of the capitals of Afghanistan, whatever. It was where everybody ran off and they left a bunch of stuff. But out that other Air Force base out there, it'd be nice to be able to prove some of this shit. Yeah, really, I felt Stargate energies there. Some kind of secret elite somehow go from our world to another world there. Don't ask me how they do that. Either it's underground, above ground, whatever ground it is, something's up there. But definitely has a lot of Martian energy there. So imagine we get called Biden, get him onto that one, get some information on that. Imagine be more happy to help us out on that. You're right. So, yeah. So where do I go from there? So Martian energies, yeah, Mars has always been let's go back to remote connections. So Mars has a moon. So Saturn's moons are kind of, well, not really habitable, but it has a bunch of moons. Jupiter has moons. Saturn moons have a lot of activity. People are on them or something's on them, from us. Yeah, they're definitely working on those moons. So just trying to figure out something with it. Yeah. So I say it again because this is important. Of course, other people are probably well aware of this, but like with the Men in Black, we already have stories about them appearing and disappearing, and that's where all these guys are doing their stuff. Somehow, it's so unfair though. It's like we can't see this stuff, but they're all the MK Ultra stuff's done in that realm. The Maya Lab, obviously, everything you can think of. They probably have that Malaysia flight sitting in there, somewhere. That's not clear. Now those portals, like for an airplane, though, it gets weird there. But they can use a portal and send it to another planet. I mean, of course, they can send it to another version of Earth or another dimension. They also can send it to another planet. But obviously, they have to have some kind of, it has to be, you just can't arrive there and get wiped out. I guess they can do that too. Do whatever they want. But if they need something from it, but I believe they want something from it, from what I can feel, the Malaysia flight, we'll never get the full story on that one, obviously. Just like Area 51, we're not going to get the answer to that. Well, 300 years maybe from now. It's hard to say. So, Martian energies will tap into that a little bit more. Let's see where we go with that. The military base stuff I can go into a little bit more tomorrow also. The Garcia one that's way out by Africa, that was definitely shadow government for sure. spying on people, underwater stuff, but definitely just there is some North Korea stuff. They're definitely watching North Korea from there. So they also have a lot of secrets on North Korea too. Of course, North Korea has a bunch of secrets on them too. Jeez. Well, I guess North Korea shot down some of their stuff. They got some of our secrets somehow. They do have their own spies for sure. So, um, yeah, North Korea isn't perfect, but it might not be the villain everyone's putting out as. It's not perfect. It's got issues, but there's a lot of other stuff going on there. So, okay, we're going to see if there's anything else Martian wise. Not, I feel like I'm getting blocked from that. There is some insectoid beings, and some of them are kind of large. Yeah, like 6 foot tall, kind of large thing, big. Obviously, in the fourth dimension, even the insectoid beings are messing with our media too. You can call them more of like an archon type of energy. So, yeah. So, okay, we do a Martian connection, and we'll leave it at that. So, all right, blessings. Greetings, your Martian secret government. Yes, there are actually many governments within Mars. That's not going to make itself public to you. Many of us do look kind of strange. We are humanoid, but we don't look like you. We look like your typical alien being. Yeah. And it's possible some of you might even get a vision of us through your peripheral to know kind of an idea of what we look like. We do have our own UN. We are serious about who we connect to. Meaning, we mean business. Your government, we don't like your government that much. It lies all the time. Obviously, it lies to your people, but it lies to everybody else at the same time. I think it can get away with lies, and that's where they're kind of ignorant. So your government, at least your shadow government, tries to get away with anything. So we have to get smart to realize that if we make a deal with your government, your shadow government, your second government, your hidden government, there's probably a bunch of back end deals, and you're going to turn against us. So what's our purpose? We're not going to go into that. Is this that there's aliens on all these planets? There are Jupiter people, there's Saturn people, and they might not always be people, but they're close enough. Either way, they have a consciousness, and they don't put up with worlds like yours. Especially with yours, they push everybody around. Just like they do at your countries. They go around and push countries around. You can't do that with other planets, but they try. And they have done a lot there. So maybe not now, but Mars has become more clear of our. It's like if we go into our civilization, it's like, is it really going to help you at all? Is it really going to? I mean, some might say yes, but well, you are going to that direction of knowing about how more of our society works. Because yes, our planet is not habitable in your dimension, but there are other dimensions where it's still in working order. Yes, it does have a chip on its shoulder. Yes, it does feel like it can rule other planets. Yes, it has a Orion connection. Yes, it is kind of a conquering world. You have some of that on your planet. Well, your planet became too feminine for us. As a feminine and a masculine, but the feminine got on our nerves. Yeah, some of that's from the Venus energy, some of that's from the Lemurian energy. And for Mars, what happened to us, short version, we became more militarized. Yes, we do feel like we can own anybody. So your shadow government thinks they're us, but because there are some planets that are kind of boys to other worlds, but they can also prove that they can conquer other worlds pretty easily. That is the Martian way. And some of you can probably, the reason we're bringing this up for you to tap into it, we're just being neutral about it. You can get mad, you can do whatever, you can, whatever you want to do. But Mars does have a strong impact in your universe. Just because we look like we're gone, we're not. We kind of, I wouldn't say we like it the way it is, but technically we do. But our influence, as many of you know, on an alien fourth dimensional level, there's a lot more going on. So expect a lot of these planets speaking out more when they feel like it. They are, but they do it more on a metaphysical level. But they don't really give you the inside of it, the deeper end of it. They kind of, as you get more used to your alien civilization self, more other civilizations will start talking to you. You can take it or leave it, but we're not going anywhere. So it's like talking to other countries. But on a spiritual level, you'll feel us around. Obviously, that's a good thing. I mean, you might be in your room with your teddy bear and feel like a Martian council trying to talk to you. That might be a little weird for some people. Some of you would be okay with that. Your rest of your society, well, they might find a little confusing, but that's okay. But yeah, you're going into a time of basically knowing more about these civilizations. They've given you some details, but not everything. Because it means that you're getting to our level, which doesn't mean you're at a low level. It's just that you're at a level where you're at. You're just where you are is where you are. But expect more. Yeah, some of you would connect to Mars, Venus, Pluto, wherever, and feel like feel like it's second day. Yeah, it's just knowledge. Of course, it's like that. Of course, I'm telepathically connecting to these places. Yeah. And your average human, yes, I think you're as bizarre as ever, but your world's pretty much, it's got some issues, as you can see. Some just don't want to see it, but some of you that want to go deeper, those doors are going to open eventually.